Hey guys, I'm Jake and we're Pear Tree Ranchin'. It rained and we got a lake again. So got some ditch digging to do, but we've got water lines all the way around the outside edge of this round pen, except for in this one spot. So what we're gonna do is, see this sprinkler line right here, there's no water line. So I'm gonna set you guys up and I'm gonna get to digging a ditch, see if we can't get this water out of here sooner rather than later. On a positive note, the water's sitting really level, which means I did an awesome job of leveling the round pen after the last bit of rain. Let's get to work. Okay, so we got a bunch of ditch dug here, and we got a lot of flow happening, but what we're gonna try is putting the auger on and see if we can't just drill a few holes in the middle of the round pen. If there's some compaction there or something. It's just the natural ground, so I don't have any base or anything I'm gonna ruin with the footing. The footing is just the ground. So let's see what happens. My dad is here. If we go put the auger on, what happens? Okay, we got the auger on. I didn't show you us hooking that up because that involves lots of swearing, cursing, finger pinching, banging things, and overall frustration. 3-point hitch life. If you know, you know. We're gonna crank up this tractor, see if we can't drill a hole, and see what it does. Okay, we drilled a bunch of holes. See if that doesn't help open up if there's just compaction to let water flow down into the ground easier. we'll see if that does anything. Didn't hurt to try. And then came in, had to move our trench into the round pen a little bit more, so should be able to see that water flowing. You can see where I popped a bunch of holes in there and all that water ran down and in. The dirt that was in the holes was plenty dry, so I don't know why the water's wanting to just sit here. It drains great everywhere else. Whether it's just the bowl shape is allowed the water to get trapped, and then there's too much saturation, whether there's a layer of clay or rock down that's not allowing the water to penetrate far enough, hence the idea of the holes. And then we're going to continue. I'm going to get back on the tractor and I'm going to grade out all of this behind me, so all that can just get graded out to help that water have a low spot, so when next time I have to dig a trench, which is highly probable, it's a little easier natural grade, and then this will just fill back in the future. The grass will grow in and it'll kind of be the natural swell, but we don't want to have too much of a ditch here, because then you can't drive the feed cart in and around to get to these horses, and then you got this big old ditch to jump every time you lead a horse through here. So I'm going to start working on that to kind of get a little more natural smooth grade to it. Well, let's rock and roll. So I never seen that red light come on. In case you didn't know, it's not good to run the diesel engines out of gas. Not good to run any engine, but especially the diesel. Quickly turned it off, ran and got the can. So we got a lot of dirt moved. I'll show you that, but it's close to where the water will start flowing this direction without that really deep cut trench, and it'll be smoothed where it's kind of a natural swell where the feed cart and everybody will be able to maneuver through this space and have the grading not make that horrible. So we'll get this tractor fueled up, show you what we got, and go from there. It's always adventures when we're Pear Tree Ranchin. So remember when I said I'd never seen that red light before? Yeah, so the red light stayed on. We filled up the fuel and still had the red light and the exclamation point, oh crap, signal on the dash of the tractor. So here's what I figured out. Let's see here. This is the fuel filter, and this I had to disconnect, get the filter wrench, get this loose, and this little knobby here is the air vent for that. So I took the filter off, dumped out the filter. There was some yucky stuff in there. Basically just dumped it out and then put it back on, refilled, got it to fill back up, let the air out. Once the fuel was coming out, closed that off, turned on back on the tractor. No more red light. So let's get back to work. Yay, adventures in ranching, figuring it out and fixing it. Okay, it's pretty close here. We got smoothed out, graded out, got a natural swell to this now where you could drive down and in and around to the pens for feeding or getting the tractor in there to get manure buckets and whatnot. And we got all this smooth and pretty behind us. So that was a big project, but hopefully that's gonna get it where when it rains again tonight or tomorrow, that we can just dig a little trench under the fence here and let it go. So let's take a look at, water is still running, and you can see how much water is gone. There's still a fair bit left, but I need to get in there with the tractor and the arena drag and get that raked. So that'll help smooth that out, stir it up a bit, and get the water continuing to head out. I had to go check in at the house on Johnny, and Grandma Gina's been here for a month and is getting ready to fly out today, so I got to check in with her, make sure she's organized and that stuff is back to take her to the airport. Otherwise, there's another project we got to do. So maybe we'll get to some riding one of these days. All right, hope you enjoyed following along on some of these projects. These are things that come up when running in a facility that you're just going to deal with, and with the sun out and this drying up, we've got a bunch of horses that need to be able to use the round pen for their and my safety. So we'll hopefully have this space up and working and get to some riding. If you're enjoying following along our adventures, make sure you're liking and subscribing. We appreciate it. You can follow us on the Facebook and the Instagram and all the things. We're happy to have you along on the journey of Pear Tree Ranchin'.